Hey music adventurers, welcome back to Sound Saga, where we chase down the stories behind the sounds that rewrote music history. Today, we're diving into the glittering, genre-defying world of Roxy Music, a band that wove art, glamour, and raw inventiveness into a sound unlike anything else. Their journey from avant-garde pioneers to sleek pop visionaries was a masterclass in creativity. So buckle up, hit the subscribe button, and let's unravel how Roxy Music wove art rock, glam, and pop into a legacy that still burns bright. Picture London in 1970, a city pulsing with rebellion, where art school rebels sketched the future of music. Bryan Ferry, a singer with a voice like a velvet curtain and a head full of wild ideas, formed Roxy Music. He enlisted guitarist Phil Manzanera, saxophonist Andy McKay, and Brian Eno, a sonic alchemist whose synthesizers and tape loops sounded like transmissions from a distant galaxy. Their 1972 debut, Roxy Music, struck like a comet. Tracks like Virginia Plain and Remake Remodel fused jagged rock riffs, jazzy flourishes, and surreal energy into a sound that was raw, electrifying, and utterly new. Their album covers, with pin-up models posed like pop art icons, screamed ambition and allure. Roxy Music was no ordinary band. They were a living canvas, blending Elvis's swagger, jazz's cool, and sci-fi strangeness into something utterly unforgettable. Their songs grew from rock, doo-wop, and even classical, but always sounded distinctly Roxy. Those album covers, like Warhol meeting classic movie posters, crafted to stop you in your tracks. Roxy's magic stemmed from the clash between Bryan Ferry's romantic melodies and Brian Eno's experimental chaos, a partnership that sparked brilliance, but also tension. And trust me, that tension was about to ignite some serious drama. In 1973, Roxy Music released For Your Pleasure, a record that marked their creative zenith. It was darker, stranger, and brimming with daring. Do the Strand was a frenetic call to dance, while In Every Dreamhome a Heartache, a bizarre ode to an inflatable doll, haunting poetry was married with Eno's ghostly synths, like a surreal painting you could hum.
To the Strand, love, I bought you mail order.
Eno's tape loops pushed the band into uncharted realms, but behind the scenes, cracks formed. Ferry sought polished pop. Eno craved sonic anarchy. By mid-1973, Eno had departed, off to forge ambient music and shape albums for Bowie and U2. Eno's exit could have derailed them, but Ferry charted a new course. Albums like Stranded and Country Life retained their artistic spark while embracing sharper, melodic hooks. Songs like Street Life and All I Want Is You blended glamour with grit, proving Roxy Music could conquer charts without losing their edge. Ferry's charisma and the band's evolving style kept them electrifying. So, Eno had left, but Roxy Music continued to soar. Picture Bryan Ferry now, in a white tuxedo, hair slicked back, looking ready to steal hearts at a Monte Carlo gala. Their sound evolved, weaving their artsy roots with pop polish. Take Love is the Drug from 1975. It's a sultry, danceable groove that's pure Roxy swagger.
Can't you see? Love is the drug for me.
By 1982, they had crafted Avalon, an album so lush it felt like a dream you never wanted to wake from. This shift from quirky experimenters to architects of sophisticated pop is what makes their story so compelling. Let's explore that final chapter. In 1982, Roxy Music released Avalon, a record that shimmered like a twilight horizon. The title track, with Ferry's soulful vocals and pristine production, was romance distilled into sound, a stark contrast to their early chaos.
Avalon.
The album peaked at #1 in the UK, becoming their biggest hit, a staple of 1980s radio and modern chill playlists. This was no mere chart win. It showed Roxy Music could evolve while staying true to their artistic heart. They parted ways in 1983, reunited briefly in the 2000s, but Avalon stood as their luminous farewell. Roxy's members carved remarkable paths beyond the band. Bryan Ferry launched a prolific solo career in 1973 with These Foolish Things, a covers album reimagining Dylan and Elvis, sparking the rock crooner trend.
These foolish things remind me of you.
His 1985 hit Slave to Love, From Boys and Girls, topped charts, and he released over a dozen solo albums, blending originals and covers into a suave catalog. Brian Eno, after leaving in 1973, released Here Come the Warm Jets in 1974, a proto-punk gem, and pioneered ambient music with Music for Airports in 1978. As a producer, he shaped Bowie's Berlin trilogy, Talking Heads' Remain in the Light, and U2's The Joshua Tree, influencing music with his innovative techniques. Phil Manzanera released Diamond Head in 1975, featuring Eno and Robert Wyatt, and built a 50-year career with 10 albums, collaborations with David Gilmour on Pink Floyd's later works, and Latin-infused projects like Southern Cross in 1990. Andy McKay released In Search of Eddie Riff in 1974, and composed for TV, including the BAFTA-winning Rock Follies series, whose soundtrack topped UK charts, and themes for Armchair Thriller. Drummer Paul Thompson contributed to solo efforts by Ferry, Manzanera, and McKay, then drummed for Punk's Angelic Upstarts in 1983, Concrete Blonde on Bloodletting in 1990, and joined Lindisfarne in 2013 for ongoing tours, earning the nickname The Great Paul Thompson for his rock-solid grooves. Roxy Music's influence rippled across music. They carved paths for glam rock, new wave, and synth pop. David Bowie hailed them as one of the 1970s most original acts, and their DNA echoed in the Smiths, Duran Duran, and the Killers. Their bold fusion of art and sound, striking visuals, and knack for reinvention made them legends. Roxy Music wrote their own rules. Why does Roxy Music's story resonate? Because they turned music into a bold experiment, blending avant-garde daring with pop allure, dressing like time-traveling icons, and writing songs that were as captivating as they were strange.
It can take you higher than the Milky Way.
From their Eno-driven early days to Avalon's polished romance, they showed that creativity can break boundaries and move hearts. Their legacy lives on in every act that combines art and accessibility. That's why Roxy Music remains a beacon of musical innovation. Before we wrap, here's my top 3 Roxy Music gems, and trust me, picking these sparked some thoughts about the band's fan divide. Roxy Music fans have long been split between the wild experimental Eno era and the smoother, pop-driven post-Eno years. Some diehards swore by the chaotic brilliance of the first 2 albums, praising Eno's synth wizardry and the band's raw edge, calling it the true Roxy sound. Others embraced the polished hooks of later records, drawn to Ferry's romantic vision and radio-ready shine. Online forums and X-posts still buzz with debates. Team Eno's avant-garde weirdness versus Team Ferry's sleek sophistication. My picks bridge that divide. Number 3, In Every Dreamhome a Heartache, from 1973. Haunting, poetic, and quintessentially Eno era. It's a cult favorite for its surreal depth.
Your skin is like vinyl.
Number 2, Avalon, from 1982. Post-Eno eloquence at its peak. A dreamy anthem that won over mainstream fans and still feels timeless. Number 1, It's Got to Be Love is the Drug, with its funky drive and universal tale of the man on the prowl.
Showing up, hit and run.
At least that's today's list. On another day, I might just as easily have included any or all of Virginia Plain, Dance Away, or Oh Yeah. What's your favorite Roxy Music moment? And are you Team Eno or Team Ferry? Drop it in the comments. So that's the tale of Roxy Music, a band that turned sound into art and glamour into music. If this journey piqued your interest, make sure to hit like and subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications of future episodes. And don't forget to drop a comment. Let me know if you're Team Eno, Team Ferry, or maybe it's just the record covers that caught your eye. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
As far